there, my name is Kimberly Wilson, and welcome to another episode of Tea with Kimberly. So grab a cup of tea, journal, and pen. Today, I'm going to share with you how to send more snail mail. So I'm obsessed with snail mail. And I think in this day and age of sending text messages or emails or not acknowledging things at all, it really is special to get a letter in the mail. So I wanted to show you just the basics that are needed to help you set up a regular writing practice. So I have this very old vintage suitcase that was one of my grandmother's. And inside, it's filled with a variety of notes. So the majority of things that I send are thank you notes. And here's a stack of them that I'll be sending out this weekend. It's a lot of thank you notes. So thank yous, as they all slide onto the floor, my thank you notes. And then the other card that I send a lot of is thinking of you. Because those can work for all sorts of things, from somebody who has just graduated, completed a program, a book that, you're proud of them, or somebody who's just experienced loss. So thinking of you and thank you cards, I buy in bulk and I always have on hand. The other thing I have are my address labels. So I just recently got these super cute address labels. And otherwise, I also have a stamp, which is with my address. And, I'll just put it into a pink stamp pad and there I go. But that just takes a while. And so I found that these little stickers are quite helpful. The other thing that is just an absolute must is a Sharpie, because for a lot of these things, writing with a ballpoint pen, it would smear. And this too, if you write with a Sharpie, don't have to write as much, because sometimes it can feel like I'm not gonna fill up a page. It's okay. You don't need to. You just send a lot of love with a Sharpie. And then I use the Sharpie also for the envelope. Okay, the other thing that is a must, I like to include little treats. So inside of these, I have adorable little perfume sachets that I picked up in Paris. And they're adorable. They're tiny. And then I seal them, as you see, with washi tape. Other thing I like to do is bags of tea. So typically, they're small enough that it's not a big deal for shipping. I ship these internationally and, of course, in the US. And so then when they open it, they have a little treat inside. And then I'll write a thank you. Now, how do you keep track of people you need to send thank yous to? So when I recently got back from my 50th birthday celebration, I came back to a stack of cards, which was so sweet. So I sent email thank yous for these sweet cards. And people who sent gifts, I sent a handwritten thank you note. And then I just started a list in my journal of so-and-so Amazon gift card to support my book buying and tea sipping habits. Also candle buying. These are like the things that I tend to purchase. Or, a sweet note for somebody who made a donation to Pigs and Pugs Project, right? So I'll note their name and I'll note what it is that they got me so that I can be sure to mention it in the note. And then voila, I try to send thank yous off within 1, if not 2 weeks. Sometimes they're a little delayed, but that's my ideal. And then thinking of you, I try to get out, pretty quickly also. Now, one thing that can be helpful with all tasks, of course, is to do batching. As you see, that's what I'm doing with these. I mean, I don't know, there's like maybe 15 right here. And these are thank yous for people filling out a survey from an event that I recently did. And I told them if they filled out the survey by a certain time, then I would send them a snail mail love note with a perfume sachet from Paris. So who doesn't want one of those? So I've pulled all that together. Next, what I'll do, I'll go through and get all the addresses. So that way I am addressing the envelopes all at the same time, putting the address labels on at the same time, putting the stamps on at the same time. And you want to wait to put on the stamps till you put the addresses, because you may have some internationals and you don't want to have the wrong stamps on the wrong cards or envelopes. And then, again, with what goes inside is just an acknowledgement and a sense of gratitude, or I'm thinking of you. I know this is a hard time. Recently I got the sweetest love note from somebody who actually inserted I'm just looking over here to see if I have it, and I don't handy, but seeds to plant flowers. I was like, now that's a new one, and it's really thoughtful and so sweet. And again, you just use washi tape, seal it, add it in, and voila, you are off to the races with sending snail mail. Now, again, the other thing too, speaking of bulk, is you want to buy quite a few stamps so you always have them on hand, because I know what can be a barrier for a lot of people is getting to the post office. So I try to have quite a few bits of postcard stamps and then regular stamps on hand so that it's quite easy to just pop a love note in the mail. And of course, after the holidays or after a birthday or after you've received acknowledgement for something and you have quite a few to send, bulk batch them and then get them out. And then you're sending all this love out into the world. And, sometimes people will even send, like someone sent this to me, Carrie, thank you, which is an adorable, it has a tea bag, RBG tea, amazing. And then a sticker sealed with washi tape. So stickers are another really sweet thing to include in your snail mail. I mean, why not, right? So if you're wanting to sprinkle a little bit more love into the world, snail mail is a wonderful thing to do. And also to people who would not be expecting it. I went to an event, a local event in DC earlier in spring. And anyway, the person who hosted it, who put it on, she, her information was in the emails that were being sent out. So I just sent her a follow-up thank you note for hosting the event. How often does that happen, right? Where people actually open mail and they're being thanked for doing their job. Like she just organized the event, right? She wasn't like the speaker. And, I just think things like that are important in this day and age, especially the day and age of just being able to send a quick note, which most people probably weren't following up with her to thank her because she was doing her job. And yet, I think it's just nice to be acknowledged for what you're putting out into the world and doing that for others. It means so much. Like when I drop these in the mailbox, you guys, it is like a hit of dopamine. It really, really is. So send more love notes and express and experience more love out in the world.